Oh, I'm ready.
All right, let's welcome Joey to the show. Joey, how's it going, man?
How you doing, man? You guys hear me good?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh
Good,
yeah, we
great, man.
gotcha.
Perfect.
All
Yeah,
right,
man,
Joey. How are things down there, buddy?
I'm doing great. I freaking love it. I'm just walking to my little apartment that I'm renting. I'm down in Miami, um, doing training camp, and just loving it down here.
So when's the next fight, buddy?
I'm waiting to get the final word on the actual date. Um, it's narrowed down to April 30th or March or May 15th. April 30th or May
Okay.
15th.
All right. So that's
So
gonna be
the one it's gonna be the next one after the March. They have March 19th, right? And
yep.
then the next one. So
And March
I'm
19th is Knucklemania, correct?
no Knucklemania just happened.
Okay.
This one is just a BKFC 16.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So for those of you that have not followed his career, was in the MMA Brazilian Jiu Jitsu fighter. Nickname is the Mexicutioner now. That is my favorite nickname out of all the nicknames I've ever had in my entire life. Who gave you the nickname Executioner?
My good friend and teammate, his name was Eddie Sanchez, and he was also a UFC veteran back in the mid 2000s, and I just wanted. We were coming up. I think it was like I had 2 fights already under my belt, so we had thrown around a couple ideas as far as what my nickname would be, and then he just looked at me with a magical twinkle in his eye, and he said, "You're the Mexicutioner. That's who you are. You're the Mexicutioner." And I was like, "I fucking like it. I like it." And then I won my third fight. I won by TKO. The ref announced it, and I mean the guy announced it, and it's been ever since. It's stuck.
I love it. So now, early on in your career, so you go to Strike Force, you lose the debut, but then you end up going 6-2 at Strike Force. You run through Bellator before signing with UFC. What was that period of your life like when you're running through it and UFC's getting big and they want to bring you on? What is that like for you going through all of that?
Well, just to clarify, so my debut was in Strike Force, and then after that, I fought in various regional shows. Um, Primarily, it was a promotion called Total Combat. It was based in San Diego. Total Combat was like there's a lot of UFC veterans. I mean, to give you an idea, Dominic Cruz was the Total Combat 155-pound champion. So,
Yeah.
like, if you were a legit and in San Diego, you were a Total Combat fighter. And so that's where I came up, and then fought at King of the Cage a couple times. And then, so right when I was getting about to get in the into the UFC, like I was ready for it. Like, man, I was like, yeah, this is what I want. And also, too, kind of crazy story is that when I started fighting, I gave myself a 3-year limit. Like, if I'm not in a big show within 3 years, then I'm done. I'm done.
Right.
I'm not gonna be one of these guys that just fucking beats up people on the regional scene and pads my record and just does it for that. Like, nah, man. Like, I'm either gonna go big or I'm done. And sure as shit, man, I got into the UFC 4 days shy of my 3-year mark.
that's
Wow.
awesome, man. Now, throughout your career, you've really moved up and down in weight classes. Like, following your career, I've seen you fight at least 3 different weight classes that I've seen you fight at. What is it like for you to move weight classes, and what determines what weight class you really want to fight in?
So what had happened is I started off at a heavyweight, and I mean, honestly, when I look back, I should have just stayed at heavyweight. I should have stayed at heavyweight, but whatever. So I lost. I lost by knockout to LeVar Johnson, and then I lost my next fight to Stipe Miocic by a close decision. And so then
I think you won that fight, by the way.
That was a good one, man. That was a good one.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, I after when that happened, I was like, all right. Then I kind of listened to everybody around me. I was like, all right, I'll go to 205. I went to 205, and I did that for a while. And then what had happened was that I fought for the Bellator world title, and I got my jaw broken in that fight. So then my mouth was wired shut for 9 weeks.
Yep.
And I lost a shit ton of weight. And I was just walking around at like 200 pounds. I couldn't eat. And so then my manager was like, hey, man, why don't we try to go 185? I was like, all right. I mean, I'm right here. Let's do it. And so that's how that happened. And then, like, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad of a cut. But for me, it's not like I got faster or necessarily like more athletic to compete with the 185ers. Like those guys are small, fast guys, and I'm still like heavyweight mindset. Like, and like so I won one, and I lost my second one. So after I lost my second one, I was like, well, if I'm fucking still going 500, like I'm at least gonna eat and be happy.
Right. Yeah. So now you've been in the ring with some guys that I'm gonna be completely honest with you. They just frighten me when I look at them. So I want to know, one of my favorite fighters of all time, watching him come up was Rampage Jackson. What is it like, and I know you fought him in Bellator, what is it like to be in an octagon on the opposite side with Rampage Jackson staring you down?
Oh, man, I mean, like, it's like I have weird feelings about that because the competitor in me is like, fuck that guy. I want to fight him again because I just watched it. I just watched that fight again for some reason, like yesterday.
Yeah.
Like how it's such bullshit, man. Like I got dropped by a legitimate shot. I got dropped, literally fell to my hands and my knees, and Mergliata waved it off and stopped it.
He did.
And it was
early,
like, with fucking 1 second left, like literally at the bell. So when you see me like confused, because I literally was confused, like I was like, what the fuck is everyone in here for? Like I heard the bell, I got hit, I heard the bell, I stood up,
right,
and then all of a sudden all the doctors are coming up to me. I was like, what the fuck? And then I always remember, like, my coach, he's just like, Joey, like, we can't do anything, be professional, we can't do anything about it, just be professional. Like, oh man. And
now
I just had to take it on the chin, literally. And
I remember watching that fight. I remember like what did they do? Why did they stop that? And I've seen that a lot, throughout the years of watching. Whether it's UFC, whether it's Bellator, whatever it is, I've seen it a lot where they stop fights prematurely. When you get into that position, I mean, because you're a competitor. Hell, I mean, you're in there fighting your ass off, trying to knock this other guy out, and they go and stop you early. What is it like for you? Because ultimately, the ref is really just trying to do his job. The ref is there to try to make sure you guys are safe. But when they do something stupid like that, like, how do you not, like, grab him and suplex him into the third row? Like,
I mean, it's just like, I just always remember, like, my coach says, just be professional, Joey. Just be professional. And I really did not want to.
I don't blame you.
And
what did you want to do to the ref?
Especially because, like, that was literally, like, at that point was the biggest fight of my life, like the biggest opportunity of my life.
Right.
Like, let me go to sleep, man. Put me out. Don't do me any favors. Like, really? Like, and then not only that, it's like I had already fought in the UFC 10 times. Like, not to sound pompous, but like, you, my fucking reputation, I can fucking take damage. I can take hits.
Right.
Like, don't be scared for my health now. Like,
right.
Where were you like 10 fights ago? Like,
yeah.
And so it's like, fuck yeah. But then on the other side of the coin, like, I really like Rampage. Like, we became like friends, and I helped him get ready for a couple fights. We had the same manager for a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were both sponsored by a Monster, so we went on a couple trips together, and he was really, really cool. So,
yeah, he's always been one of my favorites to watch for sure.
I like him.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Go
Or
ahead,
so
Wyatt, go
so
ahead.
so Joey, Wyatt down here, got the Packers jersey on, man. I have a really good friend. His name is Bison Pirtle, and he is a mixed martial arts fighter in the area. And he texted me to ask you a question. He said, what piece of advice would you give him, a upcoming MMA fighter, about just how to get to the bigs, or just a piece of advice you could share from a guy who has made it to the pros?
I would. I mean, if it's really the life that you want, like really have a hard conversation with yourself and decide what it is that you want in your life, like out of this life. And then if you are willing to make the commitment that I want to be in the UFC, I want this as a career. Well, then there can't be any plan B. There can't. You have to fucking burn the ships. You have to burn the ships. There is no going back. And there is, like, in spite of whatever injuries or fucking illness, bullshit with a girlfriend or with a wife or whatever, like, you can't let anything derail you from the plan. You know? And that's that is a lifetime commitment. Like for me, like I never had a plan B. It's like if I don't do this, like, you know, like unfortunately, like it all worked out in the end. But like I got in trouble, like literally, like fucking 2 months after turning 18, I got arrested on some bullshit. Fucking, I had a felony on my record for, and so I couldn't get a normal, cool little job, you know, and I tried to go to school for a little bit, and that didn't work out. I just ended up with a bunch of student loan debt, you know. So it was like, fuck, man. Like for me, there was no plan B. There was no other way out. Like I had to do it. I had to make this shit work. So,
So you said you went to college. What did you study while you went there for the short time?
I mean, I just did all my general ed. So I mean, I have a lot of units. I have like 48 units. And then once I did all my general ed, and I transferred from junior college to University of Hawaii in Manoa, and then that's when I learned, oh, real college is hard. Junior college, like you can fucking, I had good grades in junior college. I had like a 3.6, like, because you can fully, like, you find out the system. Okay, I don't have to come to this class. I have to come to this class. I gotta pass the test, or I have to turn in fucking X amount of papers, or whatever. And then like, boom, you just work the system. But at fucking real school, they want your ass there every day. They want you fucking doing homework, taking notes. I'm like, oh man, fuck this.
So bare knuckle fighting championships now, man. Now this is a whole different animal. Like I've watched a couple of these things now, and this is not like your UFC. This is not your typical MMA. But in October 2020, you win the heavyweight title, and you knock out, which all of us want to do. We knocked out an Alabama player. Like we all want to do that because we can't stand Alabama. But you were the first person to ever defend the BKFC World Heavyweight title. And you also get the Police Gazette World Heavyweight title, which is something that has only been, it was the first time it was won since 1899. What does an honor like that mean to you?
So just to clean a little, so what happened was I won the title. I won both belts back in November of 2019, right? And that was the first time that since 1889, I believe, that the title was that the Police Gazette belt was present at the ring to be presented to the winner. So you're literally talking about history. Like I was the first to win it since John L. Sullivan. All right, that's cool as fuck. And then fast forward to October when I knocked out the guy from Alabama. That was my first defense. And not only did I become the first person to defend the bare knuckle fighting championship belt, but I was literally the only person to ever defend the Police Gazette title. Like, not even John L. Sullivan did. So, long-winded answer, it's pretty fucking cool.
I love it, man. I love it. So, before we wrap it up here, I got one last question for you. If you could get a fight in the BKFC with any current UFC fighter and just beat the hell out of him, who are you bringing to the BKFC?
Oh, you know what? Like, just to touch on the little point we made earlier, man, I would like my run backs with Stipe. And that's not anything, no ill will towards him or anything like that. He's actually really cool, and I forget, he came and helped me train for a fight after we had fought.
Mhm.
So he's cool. He's a super cool dude. But I would definitely like my opportunities to run it back with him, and under my rule set of BKFC, like I think I win that fight.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think if you stand up with Stipe and you get in that BKFC style fighting, you would definitely take that one down. So, look, you guys got any more questions for Joey?
No, man. I definitely appreciate you joining the show, man. And good luck to your fight in April or May, just that date.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
Absolutely. Good luck, man.
Hey, have a good one, Joey.
All right. See ya. Peace.